You've probably experienced it before, scrolling through profiles, swiping left or right, and maybe you've even matched with someone who seemed perfect. They had a charming profile, a great smile, and everything just seemed to line up. But after a few conversations, something starts to feel off. You begin to wonder if the person you're talking to is really who they say they are. If this sounds familiar, then you're not alone. In the world of online dating, it's easy to get swept up in the excitement of new connections. But it's also easy to fall into the trap of fake profiles, scams, and emotional manipulation. In this video, I want to help you spot those red flags, those signs that something just isn't right, because understanding these warning signs will keep you safe and protect your emotional well-being. Let's dive in and explore how to spot the fakes before they can hurt you. The first thing you need to be aware of is the profile itself. When you come across a profile that seems too perfect, it probably is. Look at the pictures. Are they all professionally taken? Or are there a lot of selfies with filters and over-editing? Genuine profiles tend to have a mix of photos that feel natural, maybe even a few candid shots. But if every photo looks like it was taken for a modeling portfolio, or they all seem too polished, that's a red flag. It's possible that the person is using someone else's photos or heavily editing their own. In fact, one of the most common online dating scams involves people using fake pictures to create a false image of themselves. So if you notice the same picture on multiple profiles, that's a major red flag and it's worth investigating further. Another sign to look for is the type of information they share, or better yet, what they don't share. If their profile is vague, with just a few general statements about loving adventures or enjoying life, it could be a sign that they're hiding something. Genuine people tend to share a little more about their interests, hobbies, or even their values. If someone avoids answering direct questions or redirects conversations away from themselves, it could indicate that they're not being truthful. Fake profiles often have a generic "about me" section, and they don't want to give too many details because they don't want to slip up and reveal the truth. And pay attention to how they respond when you ask deeper questions. If they're always vague or refuse to answer, you should take that as a sign to back off. One of the biggest red flags in online dating is when someone moves too fast, when you've only exchanged a few messages and suddenly they're telling you how much they like or care about you, or even worse, declaring love for you. It's time to proceed with caution. Fake profiles often try to move things along quickly because they want to build an emotional connection with you as fast as possible. This tactic is designed to manipulate your emotions and make you feel attached before you can really get to know the person. In reality, healthy relationships take time to build, and if someone is rushing the process, it's a sign that something isn't quite right. Genuine connections are grounded in trust and mutual understanding, and they develop at a pace that feels comfortable for both people. Now let's talk about those texts. The messages you get from fake profiles can be a giveaway. Pay close attention to the language. If someone's messages are overly formal, or if they use strange phrasing that doesn't match how people typically speak, that's another warning sign. Scammers or fake profiles often use pre-written scripts or stolen text, and it can sound a little off. It might not feel like a real conversation, but more like a set of rehearsed lines. Another sign to watch for is when the person avoids personalizing the conversation. If they're just repeating generic phrases like, "I'm so happy we matched," or "you seem like such a great person," without showing a real interest in you, it could be because they're talking to many other people at the same time. And the longer the conversation goes without deeper questions or meaningful exchanges, the more you should question their intentions. Next, let's discuss the conversation flow. Fake profiles often avoid direct communication or delay responses, especially when you ask them something specific or personal. They might give you short answers or try to change the topic. This behavior often happens because they don't want to get caught in a lie, or they simply don't know how to answer honestly. Watch for any inconsistencies in their story. If they change details or tell conflicting things, that's another major red flag. People who are being honest don't need to remember what they said last time, because it's the truth. But scammers, they're keeping track of their lies and sometimes slip up. So pay attention, and if you catch them in any contradictions, it's time to walk away. Another important red flag to consider is the person's reluctance to meet in real life, or at least video chat. After exchanging messages for a while, you might feel like it's time to take things to the next level and meet face to face, or at least see each other on a video call. But if they start making excuses as to why they can't meet in person or avoid video chats, that's a huge warning sign. They might tell you that they are too busy, too shy, or even in another country, but these are just ways to stall because they don't want you to see the real them. Fake profiles will always have an excuse. but a real person will be happy to make plans to meet up or at least have a video conversation. So if they avoid it, trust your instincts and don't ignore that red flag. Let's talk about money because this is one of the biggest scams in online dating. If at any point the person asks you for money, even if it's for something emergency related like a medical situation or a family emergency, that's a clear sign that you're dealing with a scammer. Real people don't ask for money online, especially early in a relationship. Even if the story seems convincing, don't be fooled. It's a manipulation tactic designed to exploit your kindness and generosity. And if you give them money once, it's likely they'll keep coming back for more. So always be cautious if someone you've just met starts asking for money, no matter how convincing the situation may seem. Now you might be thinking, how do I protect myself from these fakes? Well, the best thing you can do is trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Don't ignore your gut feeling. It's often the best defense you have. Additionally, take the time to do some research. Use reverse image search to check if their pictures are real. Be cautious about sharing personal information until you've really built trust. And remember, if someone is rushing you, avoiding real-life interaction, or asking for money, those are all red flags you should never ignore. Your safety and emotional well-being should always come first. And you deserve to be with someone who values you for who you truly are, not for what they can get from you. So next time you're scrolling through profiles or chatting with someone online, remember these tips: stay alert, stay informed, and most importantly, stay true to yourself. Trust your intuition and don't let anyone fool you into believing something that doesn't feel right. Because in the end, the best relationships are built on trust, honesty, and real connections, not manipulation or deception. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share because you will learn tons of information in the next video. Stay safe and stay tuned.